What's going on, YouTube friends and family? We are back again with another brand new mix. Today we're working on a song called Sweet Valentine by my friend Mathew Webb. This is a dope R&B track. Reminds me of a Miguel type vibe. And we're going to dive into this mix completely from scratch, show you all the steps and processes along the way so you can know how to mix a track all the way from the beginning to the end, and all the steps in between. So without further ado, let's dive into this track. Here we go. Hello? I am recording on YouTube. Yeah, just don't open my door because I may be doing this. So to begin this mix, I'm first going to be diving into the organization of the track. So here I've done a little bit of slight organization, nothing crazy. I like to color code different things. So for example here, these right here are music tracks. So if we play a little bit of the beat and let you guys get a vibe for it. So all of this is music, so I want to make sure that I send all of these tracks here to a music bus. So we're going to send it to music. I'm going to make sure the output goes to our master bus. And usually the first thing I like to do is kind of drag the faders of everything down. So I'll just make a group for all these faders and I'll just drag them down like this. And this is just so I can begin to start playing with the faders and mixing the track. So to begin, I think a good place to start would be to mix the music first and just get a vibe for the music. Once the music has a nice vibe, we'll throw in the vocals. So the first thing to do would just be to play with the faders and get a vibe. So let's play the track.
One king to another, I gotta share my heart tonight. She got me writing down my love language tonight. Whoa, 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 yeah. Now I wanna be all that she wonders. Rockin' steady, you hear the whispers, and every part of me is a piece perfect with her. It's a picture worth 1,000. Yeah. Can't describe how good I feel when you're right next to me. Star, you be mine, mine. Would you please? Yeah. Goodbye, Casanova.
So just so that I can focus on the beat, I'm going to send the output of all these to the vocal bus. And I'm going to mute the vocal bus. That way I'm only hearing the music tracks for right now. So let's play back the music tracks. Hey, let's get a good mix. So I think that we have two kind of things here. I would call this like kick, and this is like the bass. And these two things are kind of occupying a similar space in the low end, which can be catastrophic and cause some muddying issues. So what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to high pass the kick and see if there's any low frequencies in this kick that we can just cut out, so that we have more room for the bass. So let's try that and see how that goes. Make sure we're on a part where they're both playing, like right here. Let's solo the kick track just so you can hear how it sounds. So I'm going to try and get away with everything below 40, just cut out. Let's hear that back in the mix. And definitely we can get a lot more separation by adding more harmonics to this bass as well. So one thing that comes to mind that we could try just quickly is to add just some distortion with this lo-fi plugin, just to see if we can bring out more harmonics in the bass and make it stand out from the kick. So let's try it. So that helped a little bit. And then we got to bring the volume back down. So there's a little bit of distortion in this kick sample that they've given me. I'm going to try if I can cut out some of the high frequencies where some of those distorted frequencies are, and just see if that can help the distortion problem. So let's see. Here we go. So it's not really in the, I think it's more so in the low frequencies, which is going to be difficult. So let's try something. So I cut out a lot more low frequencies than normal in a kick, but because there was a lot of distortions there in that kick and the low frequencies, and it was kind of masking the bass, I just decided to take that out, and we'll just use the percussive element of the kick and accentuate that in the mix. So let's bring back in the kick now. See, that's not too bad. And now I want to just cut a little bit of the boominess out of the bass. So let's try and find some of those boomy frequencies and just make the bass sound a little bit more clean. Yeah, there's usually a lot of boominess happening always around like 100. So I'm going to try and cut a little bit of the 100, see if we get a cleaner bass sound. That's a little bit better. Let's put this back in the mix. So I'm going to bring up the clip volume of this music track here, because it's a little low compared to all the other instruments. So let's bring that up so we can mix this in the mix better. Here we go. So overall, right there, I think we have a pretty decent mix on the music. So now I can start mixing in some of the vocals. So let's try and do this now.
Rockin' steady, you hear the whispers.
So one thing I like to do, especially when you get these vocal tracks from like Logic, FL Studio, even a lot of these DAWs, a lot of these vocal tracks are just mono tracks, but they are sent as stereo files, and that can be very annoying, especially when it eats up too much of your RAM and your CPU power, stuff like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm looking at all these are the same. So I'm gonna do split into mono, and then I'm gonna delete the stereo and just one of the mono tracks, and I just want to keep one of the mono tracks for each one. So delete those, delete these, and this can be tedious sometimes, of course, but it's well worth it. I think this is a keys track, so we actually want that to be stereo, so we'll keep that. See this one, keys. We'll just keep that stereo, although it's actually still a mono signal. But since it's a music element, I'm just gonna keep that how it is. This is the one verse that I got, which was already had some processing on it, so I'm gonna keep that stereo. All this other stuff though is dry and can just be mono. So this can be mono. So delete these two. Delete these. Delete these. Basically go through everything. So 16 and so whatever the number is in the L, I just delete that. So 17 L. If I got an L, delete it. L, delete that one. L, there goes another L, delete that. Delete those two. Delete these two. Delete these two. Let's see. So as I said, this can be tedious. Hopefully you can have the artists you work with do this for you, so you don't have to do this part, because this to me isn't really mixing, but it goes to help the mix. So delete all those. I think there was a few here that I missed. This one. This one. Ah, shoot. This one here. That. Alright. So delete these. Boom. Alright. And then I just got to straighten out all these mono tracks. Alright, cool. So now we have pretty much majority of all the vocals in mono, and we're ready to balance them in the mix with the music. So let's do that now. So the first thing I like to do is I'm going to get all the lead vocals balanced first.
Goodbye, 'cause I know.
These are keys. So since these are piano tracks, I'm gonna make sure those go to music. So for example, this is a verse right here that's already been mixed, so let's mix this in.
It is special to love somebody like you.
So the artist Trippy Troy, he must have already had his vocals mixed and everything, so these are already kind of mixed. But we always can process them even further to be more cohesive with the official mix that we're doing, right? So I already can hear like there's a lot of cheapness quality to his vocal in like the air. So I'm gonna cut out some of that just to make his vocal a little bit more warm and professional sounding.
Yeah, pretty and committed. Always got my
A little bit too much of that 9.5, so I'm gonna pull some of that.
and committed. Always got my back, baby. And I will cross the ocean just to make you feel the and committed. Always got my back, baby. And I will
We could probably try and find more body in his vocal.
always got my back, baby. And I will
Some more of that. So let's try and boost a little bit of that.
and committed. Always got my back, baby. And I will
So now his vocal sounds a little bit more full.
always got my back, baby. And I will cross the ocean just to make you feel the same. This ain't no flame. This ain't no game. Can't be contained.
And then one thing I'll probably do too is just run his vocal through some tape just to warm it up even more and make it sound more professional. So let's give it a little bit of tape.
Oh, pretty and committed. Always got my back, baby. And I will cross the ocean just to make you feel the same. This ain't no flame. This ain't no game. Can't be contained. Words can't describe how good I feel when you're right next to me, baby.
So we'll work with that for now. And let's mix in these other vocals.
One king to another. I gotta share my heart tonight. She got me writing down my love language tonight. Whoa, 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 yeah. Now I wanna be all that she wonders. Rockin' steady, you hear the whisper.
So I kind of gave this just a general balance, and I'm sending that to group 1, vocal group 1. So these orange tracks, which are doing all those oohs and stuff, sending these over here to G1. And then we got all these other tracks here, which are kind of doing a lot of background stuff that we need to organize. So let's check those out. So what I generally like to do when I get these, I'm going to send these to G2. I like to find what are the main leads in these harmony stacks, and then like the harmony 1, harmony 2, harmony 3, and kind of balance it that way. So let's go through this harmony stack and see what is what. Here's the first track. Second track.
When you're right.
So the second track is kind of a harmony to the first track. Let's check out the other tracks.
When you're right.
So this is like a high. This is a middle harmony. Let's see what this one is.
How could I feel when you're? How could I feel when you're right?
This one's kind of a mid harmony. Let's see what this one is.
How could I? How could I feel when you're right?
So these two are the main, these two are the main. They're kind of doubling. So we can pan those kind of left and right. And I'm guessing that these are doubles of these over here. So let's see.
I feel when you're right.
All right, that's kind of low voice.
Yeah. Next to me.
Okay. That's kind of like an ad lib. So the only two that are the same are these ones. So I'm gonna put those at unity, gain. I'm gonna group those, and now I can control them like this. Let's hear that. Let's mix this whole group together now.
Yeah. Feel when you're right next to me. How could I? Yeah. How could I? Yeah. Feel when you're right. How could I? Yeah. Feel when you're right next to me. How could I? Yeah. Feel when you're right.
And I like to pan everything just so that it kind of has its own space in the mix. The pans may change, but these are just kind of rough right now.
How could I? Yeah. When you're right next to me.
So since this one is, these are both kind of mid harmonies, I'm going to pan this one to the right since this one's to the left to give more separation.
How could I? Yeah. Feel when you're right next to me. How could I? Yeah.
So that's sounding pretty good. Which one is this one?
Could I feel when you're right?
This one's kind of a low, so we could keep it in the middle maybe.
How could I? Yeah. Feel when you're right next to me? Wish thought you'd be mine. Sweet Valentine. How could I? Yeah. Feel when you're right next to me? Thought you'd be mine. Sweet Valentine. Would you please? How could I? Yeah. Feel when you're right next to me?
So I like this general group that I did right here. I'm just gonna give it a different color just so that it stands out. This is the lead. This is Mathew's lead track. So all these different vocal groups that sing together, I got them colored and grouped to their own bus. Now let's go to this other verse here, see what's going on.
You can't make me. It takes a special kind of fool to look the other way.
Alright, so this is a whole...
Only you.
Yeah, we can send this to the lead vocal.
Only.
What is this?
Words can't describe how good I next to me. Yeah. Sure start you be mine. Sweet Valentine. Would you please? Yeah. Casanova.
Alright, let's see what these tracks here are doing. Cool. They seem kind of like a little harmony stack. Let's do it again.
Please.
So one thing that we can do with these, the instant idea that I got is kind of, pan them like this. Have one far left, kind of one far right, and then another one there. So they kind of bounce off each other. So actually it would be this way. Something like that. It kind of gives a cool little vibe. And I will mark these. I'll just give those a different color as well. kind of a different group. Looks like I'm gonna need some more groups. This is group 3. So group 3. All right, we're almost through all these vocals. Let's see what this is here. So right here, this is a supporting vocal to this lead right here, Waz T's lead. And actually this can be mono. So I'm gonna mono this right now. Just like that. So we got this. And these two vocals kind of go together. So I kind of just found a balance that I like with these. I'm going to color code these purple just so that they're next to this whole section of vocals that they associate with. And then we got one more. This is an ad lib, so I'm going to bring his ad lib over here. This ad lib track with all these other ad lib vocals. So all these purple tracks are from the same artist. These are from the same artist, but they're kind of their own group to themselves, kind of doing their own separate thing. This is a different artist. We can actually give it this blue color to separate the fact that this is kind of a different artist as well. So here we have it here. We got his vocals, which are already kind of processed. So I think we got a lot of things going on. A lot of things organized. The groups of the vocals are kind of grouped and organized and ready to go. Now I'm going to dive into putting on effects to these vocal buses and generally just adding more plugins and just showing you guys the actual process of, like, you know, what I'm doing and what I'm thinking with mixing and putting in these plugins now. So stay tuned for that next part coming up right now. Hey, what's going on, guys? If you're someone who struggles with mixing, I have a free resource that I would love to share with you and that I think that could really help you. It's a brand new mini course that I've uploaded to my website called 6 Mix Finalizers. In this course, it's going to teach you 6 different ways that you can finalize your mix. I know a lot of the times we get to the ending of our mix stage and we're just unsure if our mix is completely finished. By taking this mini course, you're going to have complete confidence and satisfaction in that final mix that you do put so much time and energy into, and you're going to be so confident in finishing it and finalizing that mix. This course is also going to teach you 6 different ways to enhance your mix at the end of the mixing stage. So it's going to give you some tips and tricks for things to look out for that a lot of people miss and a lot of people don't look out for when they're finalizing their mix. It's going to show you how to get the perfect vocal volume in your mix. It's going to show you how to tighten up your bass, get more punch, a lot of great things to enhance your mix right at the end as you're about to finalize it. So if you want complete confidence and satisfaction with your mixes and just knowing that, yo, I've done everything that I possibly could and I know that this mix is done now that I've taken this course and I learned a few things, you can totally take that course completely for free. Link is in the description below to take that course on my website. So I hope I can show you guys a few things and become your teacher. Peace.